September is Women in Medicine Month, and a lot of people don't realize Minnesota is extremely unique compared to other areas of the country in one specialty field. Women in orthopedics here in the metro, not only healing broken bones, but also leading the way in adding diversity to this area of medicine. Leah Bino takes a look.
On an average day for orthopedic surgeon Dr. Gudrun Mirick Mueller, preparations are underway to repair a patient's broken femur in her leg.
I'm a trauma subspecialist. I fix broken bones. People come to me more or less at their worst, some worse than others. And then as you get better, they get better, and then at some point you get to graduate them. Like that's the kind of that fulfillment.
Myrick is one of 5 orthopedic surgeons at Hennepin Healthcare who happen to be female, and several admit working with power tools was an early part of their attraction to medicine. Interim chair Dr. Jackie Geisler grew up on a farm in Wisconsin. Dr. Jessica Downs is the daughter of an electrical contractor. Dr. Nancy Luger's family owned a lumber company, plus Dr. Emily Wagstrom, busy operating at the time of this interview. Together, they make up roughly half the practicing orthopedic surgeons on staff at HCMC. Compare that to the latest numbers from the Association of American Medical Colleges, showing just barely 6% of all practicing orthopedic surgeons across the country are women.
We still have barriers to deal with, and I think one of the biggest barriers is the stigma. It is carpentry on humans, and like carpentry is a traditionally thought of as a masculine discipline. And so I think that's one barrier.
There are still some programs in the country that have never trained a woman.
Several surgeons on the Hennepin team trained at the University of Minnesota under Dr. Liza Arndt and Dr. Ann Van Heest. They point to images like this of being the only woman in an orthopedic residency program in the early 80s.
I also was the first one to get pregnant. I was the first one to have a child, which was interesting because we didn't have any maternity rules or maternity leave that was specific for a surgeon.
Through much of their work advocating for decades, putting surgical tools in the hands of students as young as high school through programs like the Perry Initiative, for the first time this year, the number of women across the nation entering orthopedics as first-year interns is 20%. That's more than ever before. Meanwhile, at the University of Minnesota, numbers remain steadily higher at 25%.
So it's been really great because the graduates of this program have gone on to faculty positions, which really helps, it's a snowball effect, right? Then the more women that you have on faculty, then the more women you attract to be interested in the field.
The snowball effect is evident at Hennepin, where currently, separate from the surgeons, the advanced practice providers, including nurse practitioners and physician assistants, 9 out of 11 are, you guessed it, women.
For many women, it's a great fit as a career because we can often have a really exciting job, but also have really good work-life balance.
Probably had more female fellows than most programs in the country.
Former department chairs Dr. Dick Kyle and Andrew Schmidt are proud of all the surgeons they've hired, men and women, and remind us why we should all care about diversity within every aspect of medicine. A paper published this year in Canada found hospitals with more than 35% female surgeons and anesthesiologists on staff have better patient outcomes.
And then in those hospitals, if you were lucky enough to be a patient of one of the women surgeons, you were even better off. Diversity in general improves outcomes. So whether it's black patients do better with black physicians, and same with in the field of surgery. So. But gender diversity is really important.
So whether they are operating on someone following a car accident, sports injury, slip and fall resulting in a broken arm, hip, knee, ankle, or sometimes all of the above, these carpenters of the skeletal system are shattering stereotypes and thriving with the physical job at hand.
Remember when I started doing more work, like my chief year, I started weightlifting more because I was like, well, I gotta be a little bit, I gotta improve my upper body strength to get these nails down. Okay, yeah, I like the physicality of it.
I mean, 100%, you're on your feet for 8 to 10 hours wearing lead for 80% of that time. By the end of the day, it is challenging.
I find that having women colleagues and women mentors, I think if you brute everything, then you don't have good skill. And sometimes there's a complication with forcing something that isn't appropriate.
And make no mistake, it's medical practice, which comes with challenges. But away from the OR, every member of this ortho team we spoke to says repeatedly their work-life balance would not be possible without massive amounts of support in their personal lives. Being on call over weekends, holidays, long hours, any day at a level 1 trauma center is often easier with friends to lean on and learn from.
It's pretty cool. When we stop and think about what we actually do every day, it's pretty exciting.
Leah Bino, Fox 9.
Good on them, right? If you are a young woman curious about a career in orthopedics, the Use Perry initiative is coming up in mid-October. There are a limited number of spots available, and we've put a link on our website, fox9.com, if you're interested.